Hello you guys, welcome to this week's Wellness Wednesday. Today I wanted to talk to you about the healing process. And when I talk to you about the healing process, this can be related to a physical injury, an emotional injury, really any form of healing. So I'm not talking about like the stages of healing or anything like that. This is more of a broad discussion, because when we talk about healing, there's going to be good days and there's going to be not good days. And with whatever it is that we're healing from, we know that whether it's from a physical injury, an emotional injury, a traumatic, a death, something emotionally intrusive, whatever the case may be, we have action steps that we need to take to get ourselves into a better place. And it's going to be consistent action. And the thing when it comes to healing, we have to be consistent with that, because as we start to, get better, it's going to be really easy to be like, oh, I feel really good today. I don't really feel like I need to do, all these things that I know I should be doing because I feel really good. And so it's in those times that we start to give ourselves, our body, our brain, our whatever it is that we're healing from, the ability to kind of go backwards a little bit, and we're going to be more prone to have those bad days. And those bad days, like I said, they're going to happen. It's part of the process. It's always going to be this roller coaster. So you're going to have these days that are just like, yeah, it feels like I never got injured. It feels like, I've always been at the top of my game. And then you're going to have these days where it feels like the initial incident just happened, even though you've been going through this healing process for, days, for weeks, for months, for years maybe. But the goal with the healing process is that these pits down here are less frequent, they're not quite as low, and they don't last quite as long. So that's really what we want to focus on with the healing. So even though you're gonna have those pits, and that's okay, you want to focus on making sure that each time you have that drop in the coaster, that you have that pit, that bad day, or that bad week, that it doesn't last quite as long as the last time, that it's not quite as intense as the last time, and that it's not quite as frequently occurring as the last time. And so that's a really good way to track it, because oftentimes it's like when you have that pit, it's really easy to start focusing on all the negatives, and it's like, oh, it's never going to get better, it just happens all the time. And so making sure you're tracking that, okay, well, it's not quite as bad, oh, I went longer than I did last time before this happened. And so focusing on things like that. The other thing is, it's really easy when we're in those pits to be like, that's the only time that we start doing that self-care stuff and making sure like, okay, well, yeah, now I'm going to start getting back on the train again. Now I'm going to start doing all that stuff that I knew I should be doing, to whether it's, doing my stretches, doing my strengthening activities, getting that massage, or, doing my meditation, going to yoga, doing these self-care things for whatever it is that you're healing from. And making sure that we're doing the consistency through the good days and the bad days. And the other thing I like to recommend too is when you're in those pits, recognize it and almost take it as a day of celebration, because hey, you're one pit closer to being out of it, because those days have to happen. So when it happens, sweet, you're getting that one done, because it's gonna have to happen anyways, so get rid of it. So take that day as a day to just indulge in serving yourself. Let it be a day of just focusing on whatever it is that you need for you, and get rid of it. Have it be a day. Have it be a celebratory day, so it's not just this terrible day where you focus on all of those bad things. Let it be almost a day of celebration to get it out of the way, so that once it's done, and then you get back on that train of all those good days, and you get back up to that peak, and then the next time it happens, it's not quite as bad. But again, it's a celebration. You lasted longer between the peak, or between those pits, and it becomes easier to get through that healing process. It's not quite so mentally draining, but it's an easier way to go through injury or trauma, or whatever it is that you're facing, because healing is never easy, but it's an easier way to go through it, and to not internalize it, to bring people into it. And I am not a psychologist by any means, or a psychiatrist by any means, but This is just something that I've noticed with patients when it comes to their physical injuries. It's easy for people to be like, yeah, I feel good. I'm not going to have to do all these things. You know, I don't really need to stretch today on those good days. But if you can turn those bad days into days of celebration of, okay, we're getting it out of the way. It's good. Focus on just spoiling myself today because, you know, I don't need to dwell on the fact that it's not a good day. You're okay. Just get that out of the way and be free of it, because there's nothing else that you can do about that other than just get it out of the way and be free of it. So try it out. Let me know how that goes, and I hope it helps. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.